Hey, welcome back to another video. It's getting dark here. I got my little red light on so it doesn't dilate my eyes. That way I can drive safely without it interfering with my vision. In case you didn't know that, red does not dilate your eyes. And like they did for the old photographs and negatives in the dark rooms, they call them dark rooms and they had a red light in there. For the same reason, it doesn't dilate your eyes and the red light doesn't mess with the negatives. You know, so you can develop your pictures. Nowadays, everything's digital, so digital stuff that doesn't matter. You don't even need a dark room now. But there's kids nowadays that be like, dark room? What's a dark room? Boy. So I was starting to talk about. Talking about how helping a lot of people and stuff. It's not going to be draining. Oh yeah, and then why I want a home base. You know, I want a home base because I know God's going to guide me to more people. And I meet people and I heal, and I know I heal them in many ways. You know, whether it's psychologically, mentally. But I believe that I've even healed people physically. But that one I don't want to claim until I'm more sure. Sure seems like it though. Now, good Lord probably be telling me what to quit doubting yourself. But I'm sorry, Lord, you know. It's one thing for me to believe it or know that I've done it. But I don't want to proclaim it. Until I'm comfortable with it, you know. Kind of like in martial arts, when I first started being able to break cinder blocks and thicker wood and stuff without hurting myself, you know, it was amazing. Well, I couldn't tell no one at first. I had to make sure I could do it over and over and over again before I started showing people. And the biggest thing I started breaking, that was because of my karate master. I was breaking regular like 3/4 inch boards with the grain, you know, and I'd practice. I even hung them on, because of Bruce Lee, I started hanging them on string in the garage from the rafters at different heights and stuff, and I'd break them while they're on a string. I'd snap them in half, just striking them quick, moving and turning and stuff, and I got good at it. Well, I scuffed my knuckles up a couple times, you know, doing them that way on the strings. But then I'd hold like a board with one hand, and then palm strike it with my other hand and split it in half, you know. And that I'd do in front of my fireplace sometimes, practicing, and make kindling that way. Then I'd have, like, because I was younger and I partied more and drank and stuff, I'd have friends over, so I'd show off a little, and I'd be like by the fireplace, I'd make a fire, and I'd start breaking boards. And then of course, you know, people having a few cocktails and stuff, the other guys would try. And man, there's some people with some bloody knuckles and stuff. How do you do it? You know, or the wood would go flying out of their hand, you know. So I wasn't like putting it in between two things and blasting through it. I just hold it in one hand and snap it in half. Well then, those are all, like I said, those were like little half-inch, 3/4 inch boards, you know, that they're pretty dry, and I was busting them with the green and stuff, you know. And still wasn't easy, but it looked cool. And well, that's cool. We the People graphics deal on that. It's nice. I like it. Well, I'm a karate master. He ended up living with me for a while, and in this townhouse. And me and him go to get my Trans Am one day, because we were running into town, and along the wall I had these 2x8s, like a 2x4, only these were like 2x8s, really wide, 8 inches wide. They were thick, boy. But they're cut into about maybe 1.5 foot pieces or something like that, 1.5 foot, not quite 2 feet. I'd say about 1.5 foot pieces. So that'd be at 18 inches. So 8 inches by 18 inches by 2 inches thick. stacked up along the wall over there. And he knew I'd been breaking boards. I told him that, because he didn't teach me how to break boards. It was another student that trained underneath another master that my master trained and stuff. And the other students started showing me how to break boards and stuff. And I didn't want my karate master to, I was hoping I didn't offend him, like I let some other student teach me how to do that or something. But he was okay with it. But he's like, somebody else showing you that stuff, huh? And I said, well, just, like we happened to be talking about martial arts, and he asked me if you'd ever showed me how to break boards, and he started showing me that, and I broke cinder blocks. That was amazing for me when I started breaking, 2-inch paver stones and stuff with my bare hands. Now those I did have prop between 2 cinder blocks and bust through them. But I did get to those even where I could hold one of those pavers in my hand, in one hand, and just boom, and bust it right in half. That was phenomenal for me because it boosted my confidence so much in martial arts, because when I could bust a paver block right in half with my bare hands, I just thought, man, if you cracked that over somebody's head or something and broke it over their head, it'd knock them silly. And to think that I could generate that kind of energy in my hand, from my hands, I just couldn't hardly believe that I had that much power, and speed or whatever. I'd already done the boards, but I just couldn't believe I could do the moves. Well, back to here I go sidetracking again. Back to me and my karate master leaving, and me having those thick 2x8s that were like maybe 18 inches long or something like that, stacked up on the side there. We're about to go get in my Trans Am to head down to the cities, and he sees those boards. He looks at me and he says, "Those them boards you talking about breaking?" And I like, "What boards?" I look over and I see the big thick boards. I was shocked. I was like, "No," And he said, "Oh, well then." So we headed in town and stuff, and I can't remember if he stayed in town that time, was going to come back home later or something. I can't remember how it went. But then I got thinking, maybe I dropped him off somewhere or something. He said he'd be back later. He'd get his way back. And when I got back, I was like looking at those boards, and I was like thinking about it. And I'm like, when he asked me if those were the boards I was talking about breaking, well, the reason he asked me is because he believed I could do it. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask me. He would have just thought, oh, them ain't the ones, But because he asked me, I thought, he must think I can break those boards if he thought them were the ones I was talking about. And that got me thinking, well, maybe I can break those boards. I was scared at first, but I was going to try it. And I did it the same way, which was amazing. I just held it. I took one, I held it in my hand by the side, and man, I just started focusing with all I could think of. And I just generated energy and focus, and I just boom, and I busted that thing right in half. It just blew in half. I couldn't believe it. I jumped up in the air, clicked my heels, and I was like, yes! Then I thought, wait a minute, maybe that one had a crack in it, I thought maybe I got lucky, So I tried a second one. Broke through it. I was like, I'm really doing this. So I grabbed the third one, because I wasn't sure. I got so excited. I was so excited when I did the second one, I forgot to look to see if it had cracks or anything. So then I gave the third one, and I check it out really good. And I don't know if I need to stop in here for anything now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I'm pulling in here even. It's habit for me to pull into Holiday. Because I don't need diesel right now. And I got a quarter tank of gas, but gas is $3.14. And I got money, but I'm trying to not have to spend it, because my internet bill's due on Monday, and I don't know how I could come up with more money, but if I spend what I got, it's going to make it harder to try to come up with that. I don't know, so it's teeter-totter decisions. So anyway, back to the boards. So that third one, it was nice and solid, so I'm like, okay, this isn't a good test here. Well, I did. That third one, I busted right through it, no problem. So now I know, without a doubt, I can break these suckers. So I take the whole stack of them, throw them in the trunk of my Trans Am, because I'm going to go show off now. And I went from friend's house to friend's house, driving all over town. You got to come here, come outside, you got to see this. I got to show you something, And I remember going to my friend Mandy's, then she lived in this apartment complex back then off of Highway 61 by Weber Lake. And I went over there. I went, Mandy, come here, come out here, come outside. You gotta come out. I want to show you something. And I wanted to, not Mandy, man. I've known her a long time. She's a really good friend of mine. I care the world about that woman. Anyway, so I don't know why I had to say that, but it's the truth. So I took off the seatbelt, right? Yeah. So I get Mandy to come outside. I want to show off, you know. I'm strutting like a peacock, man. I want to spread my peacock feathers, you know. And so shut that off. So Mandy comes outside, and I'm like, I open my trunk up. She has no idea what I'm going to do. I pull out this thick 2x8. I'm like, wait till you see this. She don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, check it out. Boom! Blasted right through that sucker, and her eyes got big. She was like, wow. Then I don't know what that was about. So I just went from friend to friend, you know. I'm like, right after I showed her, I'm like, ain't that something? She was like, wow. Well, then I was like, I gotta go. Threw the broken pieces back in the trunk with the solid pieces. Hopped in my car. Boom, I'm heading to the next person. And I went to friend showing. I couldn't believe my brain was so warped that I could do this. I wanted to show people while I was feeling it, you know. And so I just drove around showing everybody. And then I had another friend, Jenny, not the one I was talking about earlier, but it was funny because I don't think she realized how much energy that took to be able to do that. Because when I showed her, I felt like I wasted the board and wasted what I did. Because I was like, check this out, Jen. You know, same thing. I open up my trunk. I'm like, check this out. See this? Watch this. Boom! And I blast through that thing. And she was just like, yeah. Like everybody does that kind of an attitude. You know, like, oh, that ain't nothing special, you know. So, and I think it was just that she just didn't, you know, she probably knew that it was, because she seen, you know, probably on TV, seen karate guys break boards or something, you know, so that's why it probably wasn't too impressive to her. But, you know, the boards they're breaking on TV and stuff are really dry, and they're like the other ones I broke in the beginning, the little 3/8 or whatever boards or whatever. And they're normally like pine or something, I think, dried pine. But and this wasn't that dry either. Some was like, I don't know, it was just amazing. It had to be somewhat dry for me to do that. Either that or I was just that dang powerful or something. I don't know. And but yeah, I ended up breaking all them things. So I don't know where I even got them from, but can't remember where I got them from. I don't know if it was from a construction deal where they built some big frames or something. They were the ends that were cut off or something. Yeah, so it was all treated wood and stuff, I think. But yeah, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. And I wouldn't even tried breaking them if my karate master didn't ask me, are those the boards you've been talking about breaking? No, are you crazy? Then later I thought, wait a minute. If he asked me that, he must have thought those were the ones I was breaking, which must mean I might be able to break those. Oh, where am I at here? Yeah, this one's getting long too. Well, I hope you didn't mind some karate stories and stuff. I'll bring this to a close. Once again, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you would. And God bless you. Talk to God about anything that's on your heart. Even if you just talk to him like a friend. He likes that too. And when you do, tell him Darren said hi. Once again, God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.